Good evening, bandits. What's going on, people? How are you guys doing on this Monday? I hope we survived and traded well. More importantly, just traded smart. That's like kind of what I'm going to talk about some today. Y'all want to see my absolute biggest screw up of the day? And it was a trade I didn't take. What up, Graph? So I was J chillin'. Was I J chillin'? Yeah, I was J chillin', and y'all already know what I'm gonna do right here, don't you? You already see the trade I didn't take. And I actually sat down and looked at it, and I was like, oh dang, I love this. Hey, what up, Alex? What up, DB85? How you guys doing? I forgot to throw this up in the WhatsApp. If any of y'all are in the WhatsApp, you can throw this. Y'all wanna guess what I'm gonna do here? Look at the trade I missed today. Uh-oh. Nice leg down, retracement into the 20. Actually, that's not even the one, it's this. It was this. That's the line. Leg down, because you had your breakdown, consolidate, flag, down, right up to the 50%. Boom, 127. And then 161. I guess you could do it this way too, and it worked. But that's not the line I drew. This is such. Oh, laptop died, Rebecca. That's that's no fun. I hope you can get another one, get it fixed. Hopefully the vacation. You didn't miss anything today. But yeah, guys, I totally missed this one. Head and shoulders here. I totally missed this one, and I actually was looking at it right around here. I had sat down for a minute, and I was like, I love Netflix short right now. And I think I missed this original trigger. I was like, I'll leave it alone. It came back up and tagged it, and then I didn't take it. Usually I would take this retest when it fails to break higher, and I didn't take it, and man, that would have worked. So I didn't take that, but either way, this was an absolutely beautiful trade for the afternoon. I wish I would have alerted, but be that as it may, guys. How's it going? Hope y'all had a good Monday. I'm Gator. Welcome to the evening show. Got these are not prescriptions. They're just blue light glasses. I find it very hard to sleep after being on here for a little bit. Not only because my mind is working, but then because like I'm looking at the screens and it wakes me up, and I like to go to bed because I like to get up at 5:30 and start my day. Hard to do that when you can't go to sleep. So I'll wear these and y'all just have to see the reflection. I'm Gator's twin. I'm Nerd Gator. So Gator's the actual Gator that is like on your trading. I sit behind the screen and tell him what to do. He's just the face of the operation without his glasses. Oh, nice. I'm glad that they're fixing that. So let's talk some about surviving. That'll be the key to tonight's show. Surviving this market. I think today was one of those days that I used to get tore up on, and a lot of people do, or they give back their day. So I want to talk about that a little bit. A few other things, thoughts on the week, and then any questions you guys have, feel free to throw them out. And I'd be glad to talk about them or answer whatever you have. You can put them out now or whenever else you'd like. For this week, we've got Mitchell coming on the show on Wednesday. So for you guys who want to see, Mitchell's going to come on Wednesday. The show will start at 9 p.m. And so he'll be coming on, and we'll be talking some about, just his continued trading and some other stuff, whatever you guys have. So if you're looking forward to that, definitely come out and support on Wednesday night. With all that, I'm Gator, and let's kick this show off. A little bit of Sam Houston 15 to wet the gullet, being a little bougie. Smoky oak. That's kind of a cop-out, but very dry, very good. Only half a shot because I'm just don't generally like to drink during the week or drink that much at all, but it doesn't hurt to have a little bit of a cheers for surviving today. So just in review, this morning in the pre-market show, we said And if you go back to Friday's show, you'll remember me saying that I thought the Qs were going to kind of complete the measured move that JR was talking about, and that we would probably come down to the 98 area at some point today, and then hopefully rip and bounce. We didn't. We kind of just, well, we did fill that gap, and we broke 300 eventually later in the afternoon. It didn't do it the easiest way. Kind of took a while, but it did end up going down and fading for most of the day, and then kind of popping up, going back down. I didn't trade much after the early in the day. I had stuff I have to do. I have other stuff I have to do this week. So this week is going to be a busy week for me, even outside of here. Netflix, the only real trade I got early. We had a pull in here. I can't remember when I said in the room, I was like, I like Netflix. And right after I said that, I bought it, and I caught some of that move and then sold. I think I liked it just because it was pulling into the, Kelly liked it off of the 221, and it didn't continue to go. It pulled back into the 21, and usually on some names when they do that, especially names like Netflix, Nvidia, they seem to break out, chop around, come back to the moving average, and their second breakout seems to cheers Colton, seems to do a little bit better. So it was just in my head. Well, I didn't go crazy heavy on some days. I might have, but that was pretty much my day. After that, I was like, okay, let's see what happens. I took a few losses in Tesla, won a few small trades in NVIDIA. If you guys heard me on the mic this morning, I was like, it's not my kind of day. Like, this feels like it's just a consolidation day. Like, we're just going to consolidate, and then maybe fade or maybe rally. But it didn't seem like we were going to make any crazy outside moves. And obviously Netflix made some nice moves, and there was some other names that, there was some tradable stuff, but it wasn't great. And I want to, for you guys that are trading, throw a reminder out there of how hard this job can be. How difficult this job can be. It's not always easy. It's the mental taxation can really get to you. You need to recognize that. And when you come into a day like today, when it's choppy, action's not working, we said, hey, maybe let's just go to Tesla. Like, we said at the open and the pre-show, whatever, we were slightly gapped up. It did seem strong. Maybe we pull into the 21 and then we go, we kind of did. We messed around some. We pulled. I actually caught some of this move here and didn't even get paid. It was like, I took the short and I didn't get paid. I took the long and I couldn't get price improvement. I didn't hold it. Yeah, it worked. Yeah, there were some plays in here, but I didn't play any of this really. I just didn't like it. I didn't like how it was moving, and I didn't think it was worth the headache. I might have been trying NVIDIA instead or something instead of Tesla. But the way things were trading were just different. And if you trade a lot, you know what I'm talking about. You know that some days you come in and, it was kind of like Friday, like the trade reviews that I did. It's like you come in, you have these ideas, and you just smash them. And it's like, yeah, boom, it works. Yes, 4 points, 5 points. Oh, this is awesome. In the trade, it's running. And then you have other days where it's today, and it's like you really have to be precise with your entries. You really have to understand what you're trying to do and like almost be a surgeon and be very specific with what you're looking for and what you're trading. And you know what? That's just part of this job. And I think if you want to stay consistent in it, you have to accept that. You just have to accept it, and you have to accept it in the middle of the day or in the beginning of the day and just be like, hey, maybe this afternoon we're going to break out and things are going to get a lot better. Yo, what up, Eddie? How's it going, brother? I agree with you, man. It's a sniper's environment. I see this trade, like that Netflix trade I showed that I didn't take, but like the afternoon, not NVIDIA, Netflix, where you literally just sit here all day and you miss all of this and you wait, and then this comes in and you take it for your whole fib retracement, 38%, blah, 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 for that. Or you take one or two things like, I really am just going to sit here and wait. And you sit there and wait, and you find the trade that you like, you take it, you let the trade work, you don't take too much size to where you're going to get chopped out, and then, okay, you're done. And then you can't just jump in the next one and be aggressive and be like, I'm going to take it, I'm going to take it. You have to wait again, come up with the next trade idea, wait for it to happen, and then smack the crap out of it. And that's part of this job. That is part of being a successful, consistent trader, and understanding that every day is not a day where you're going to sit down and you're just going to have your best day. Like, I had a green day today. I had a good day, relatively speaking, and I was fine with it. It was like, yeah, this is fine. It's a Monday. It's the first day of the week. We survived. Usually, I would have given back on all of this. You know, I would have been trading Tesla. It wouldn't have been moving, and would have got shooken out on like, oh, the 21 hit. Let's try to long it here. I mean, you got a 200 above you, so you really shouldn't be going long into that. But you know, you just get shaken out so much, and instead of doing all that, it was just like, you know what? Let's just survive. Today is not my preferred trading environment. That's okay. I have all week. I'm good. I don't have to take anything. That's fine. I'm going to wait. I'm going to sit here if I was sitting here and be like, I'm going to wait for this to happen. If that doesn't happen, or if I'm wrong, okay, I'm good. Oh, I'm sorry, Netflix tagged you. When did it tag you, Anya? And you're sitting there, and it's just so easy to get wrecked and to get jacked up. And if you know the market's not doing what you're doing, or it's not, it's not ideal for your trading, and you're just like, I'm looking for a trade, you almost can start inventing a trade in your head that's not really there, and you just hope against hope that it's going to work because yesterday you took a trade and it worked, and today it didn't work. What up, Paul? How's it going, man? And when you do that, you're just setting yourself up for failure. And if you want to survive, recognizing like we all did this day early. Sorry, girl. Yeah, it was Netflix. That's the thing with calling some of this stuff, like, it trades so different than other names, and you really have to like be used to trading. I normally hate Netflix, and I don't trade it very aggressive, and I didn't like, it's just that it hit the 21. It was like, honestly, Kelly called it out. It ripped off the 200, pulled back in. I was like, well, we're on the 21, so let's take 20 contracts here, and I think I made like 2 points in it or something like that. And I was just like, hey, if it jumps here, you're good, and if it doesn't, you have a short stop below the 200, and which was also this level here from yesterday, and that was the only reason it was an idea. And I just looked at it, I was like, yeah, maybe that'll work. And there was nothing else going on. Yeah, it was much better on common. I never do it. It's okay. I mean, honestly, Anya, I can't tell you, you're not wrong in the sense that there's a million times I've done what you're saying. Like, I've done that so many times. Where it's like you just try it again and you try it again. It's like, man, it should be working, and I bought it here, and then I sold it. All right, let's say I bought here. I zoom in or something. I bought here and it didn't work, but then it went up a lot, so I'm gonna buy it right here on this breakout. Okay, this breakout went and it didn't work, and I lost down here. Okay, you know what? It pulled down near the 21 here, so I'm gonna buy it here. Then it breaks out, and then it comes back, and you didn't make money. And it's just it's a very difficult name to trade sometimes. Early. Now, once Netflix does this, to me, and like this, it gets a little bit easier, but it's still a very difficult name if you're used to trading something that moves like Tesla. It moves really weird, and you have to pick the right option. So common's definitely easier, like Eddie's saying, if you've got the account size. You can do it in options. It's just a tougher name. And it's not one I usually trade well either, so don't feel bad that you took a loss on it. And all you can do is just grow from understanding, it didn't work. I didn't trade well. It's okay. I'm gonna learn from this, and I'm gonna try to, if I learn to trade it, I'm gonna practice trading it and learn to trade it better in the future. Yeah. You know how I know that happened to you? Because it's happened to me trying to trade it. Every stock is its own animal, and you can't trade every stock like you do Tesla or like you do the Qs. You have to learn how they move and learn when to let something work and when to not let something work. But learning how that survival works is really what's going to save you. And some days, like Geronimo says, this is never, like the market we're in is crazy. And it's nothing like this has really happened before. The amount of inflation and all this stuff, like in this kind of market with this size of money coming in, this is all new. And if you're doing this, you know what you're not? Like if you're out here trading right now, you know what you're not? You're not a failed trader. You're still trading. You're still learning. And the only thing that can mess it up for you is if you become a failed statistic or a statistic of failure. Other than that, you're still doing it. You're still part of the success. You're still started building. You're still learning how to do this. And sometimes, even for me, like today was just like, okay, I'm green because of that one next fit play. If it wasn't for that, I'd be red or flat. I'm done. Like I have no, and if I didn't catch that, it just would have been one of those days where I made $200-300 and I would have been like, well, you know what? I'm good with today. Like I'm good. I don't need to do anything else, guys. And that's literally what it would have been. Because I know, and I know if I sit down, I'm going to talk myself into taking trades. I know I'm going to be forcing things. I know I'm going to be just, this has got to work. And I'm just going to start doing stuff. Oh, I'm just going to take 20, 30 contracts here because I can make a quick 2-3 grand, and 2 or 3 grand I'd be good with on the day. And you start trying to force stuff like that. And then you're down 5 grand, 6 grand, 7 grand, 10 grand, 12 grand. And now the rest of the week, if you have a good week, you're just making back what you make. You know, you could make 20 grand back, or we can size down, we'll say $200 and then $2,000. You know, you lose $2,000 or $1,500, and then you come in and you make 4,000 the rest of the week, where you're only up 2 grand, you know, when you could have been up 4 grand because you had a blowout day. And it took you 3 days to get back, and then you had one good day at the end of the week. Maybe you throw another red day in there or a flat day in there, and you only have a $500 week after having 3 days of making maybe $3,000. And all because you couldn't just survive on a day when it's clear from the open that it's not going to be a good day of trading. It's like you had this massive move up in the Qs. You have over the last couple of days, and this rally and into the SPY, and we hit this big level. We went above 300. And the SPY, we went up to 400. And this big, and now we're kind of consolidating, and now we're pulling in. And you had a consolidation, a little bit of up, a little bit of down. And you got a ton of earnings coming in this week. You have FOMC, you have GDP numbers, all this stuff happening. So money sitting on the sidelines for Monday, and you can tell it's low volume. Just walk away, come back tomorrow, trade intelligently. That's what's going to save you. And learning to think that way early in the day is going to stop the big red days, which are going to help you stay consistent. And I had a consistent, and it's only because I've had so many red days. It's not like I've had a ton of red days on days like today. And that's how I was like, I'm going to stay away from this because of that. Because of having so many times when I was down on Monday or Tuesday, or I made a ton on Monday and then gave it all back on Tuesday because I didn't just survive that day. It's like, you know what I need to do? I need to just be consistent today. It was like 10, 20 minutes in, 30 minutes in. I'm like, I don't like anything. It's like none of these charts look like what I like to trade. Yeah, there might be some stuff here, but it's just not, you know what? I'm going to go, and I actually had to go do other stuff anyway, but I'm just going to go do other things. That's how I spent my day. And I survived today, which then allowed me to now continue my week building on what I did today, as opposed to, and there's nothing wrong with, like, you're not a failure if you didn't do that, or if you have to make it back, you just trade consistent, and by the end of the week, you'll be fine. You know, you'll have a green week. I'm sure on you, like, you'll be just fine. You just trade consistent. Don't try to make it back tomorrow. Don't try to smack something. Just make some trades. Come back tomorrow, sit down, find some intelligent trades, lock it in. That's all you can do. That is, if you did not survive and get by today, come back tomorrow, you sit down. Robert had said on Friday's show, and I was zoned and tired, that he's had 4 or 5 really hard days. The only way to get back, and I've talked about it on previous shows, is just base hits. It's like, all right, I just got to put in some winners. So you come back in tomorrow. We'll see what, if you want to listen to the 9 o'clock pre-game show in the Discord. You can listen to that live. Me, CT, others, Andrew talk about what we see, what we think, and then you see what you see and what you think, and you play what the market gives you. I can tell you right now, tomorrow, Amazon short. Very Amazon short. I don't know where it's going to open up. I think it gapped down 4 points or so from the close. I think we're, because of Walmart's earnings, I think we're down here. I could be wrong. See what my phone says. I agree, Eddie. It happens on you. Hopefully it didn't mess up. Did it mess up your month or anything? Or was it just a day that just kind of got away? I will say don't beat yourself up over it. Today was a crazy easy day to do that. Where's Amazon at? Yep, 116. So Amazon's going to be down here. That's a nice gap down. We'll see. Maybe a pop at the open to the 18 area if the market wants to pop up, depending on what the earnings are at, and then a sell-off. But Amazon's probably going to be a hard sell tomorrow. Like, just short the crap out of it. Because of Walmart's earnings, I think that's going to predict on to Amazon. So you're going to be down here at these levels, at the top of this. If this flushes in Amazon and you don't get a, even hopefully we get a little bit of a pop at the open and then a sell-off. But good chance, in Amazon we see low and we start coming back down to the, I'll have to mess around with it. But good chance we start selling off and, commence our down move. So definitely got some downside in my opinion, possible in Amazon tomorrow. So be careful, watch that. We'll see what else. I mean, market reacted to some of the earnings that today. We'll see what McDonald's and other people do. But my overall thoughts on the market are, it just depends on earnings and everything. I think we might have still some more short-term upside. I wouldn't be surprised if we do. But overall, my bias is extremely short. I'm very, 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 very bearish over the next couple months. Not going into December, but going into the fall. I think we're very bearish in a lot of names, and I think this rally is going to be short-lived. We'll probably go up maybe a little bit more. I have no idea, but all in all, I see a ton of downside, and I think we're going to crash, and we're going to crash really, 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 really hard. So we'll see. I could be wrong. It's just my opinions. Oh, baby loss. That's good then on you. I'm glad. I'm glad that it was a baby loss and that it wasn't horrible. Honestly, that's all you can ask for. If you survived, which sounds like what you did, if it was a baby loss on a small green day, especially if you've been consistent over the last month, then you're good. And just a red day or a bad day is totally okay and totally. You broke a streak, but honestly, streaks aren't that important. Sometimes they turn into something that makes you feel like you can't take a loss, and so you can add it up. But so now instead of worrying about, keeping a streak going, you just go back to being consistent. But you've been killing it, and I'm glad you've been consistent, and you've been just adding up those wins. You've been doing awesome, and a lot of people in this room have been doing pretty freaking sweet, and I'm glad. And I love trading with people that are successful and that are doing good and are remaining toxicity free and trading intelligently in one of the hardest markets, in one of the most random markets. Yeah, Thomas Edison, how many times did he fail to make a light bulb before he actually learned how to do it? Failure teaches you how to succeed. The only way I know how to take it easy on days like today, size down and trade in a different way, is because I failed so many times on days like today. Like so many times. So I'm like, okay, well, I know what I'm dealing with. I walked out, I told my wife, and I was like, I'm like, I got really green on a few trades, and I'm like, it's not a good day. I really don't feel like I feel like I'm doing pretty good, and I don't think I could, I think I'm good. She's like, well, you should probably just not trade anymore. I'm like, yeah, I should probably not trade anymore. So she's always right. I don't know about the Tesla stock split, Jay. I have no idea. Anybody else know that off top of their head? Guys, if you do, we're a few minutes in. If you do like the content, throw a like up. I really appreciate it. It does help the channel. And if you do want to share the stuff with your friends, your family, to subscribe, anything like that, hit notifications so you know when I do the shows. And we're also got a Discord link in the description below if you do want to trade with myself, Mitchell, Rose, CT, and a lot of the other amazing traders that are here. The Discord's free to join. You can click on that link and join, come watch what we do every single day. We have a blast trading. Did the board actually approve it, or did the people approve the split in September? Eddie would know. Eddie. Yes, Jess. But I've always done that with names like the Qs. Like, it's normal for me to take 50 to 100 contracts. In names like the Qs, NVIDIA, Google. I haven't traded Google once since the split, to be honest with you. I need to mess around with it. Amazon, yeah, I generally take a lot more size, but you still need to be comfortable with the size that you take. Excuse me. So I'm going to go put on my Philip Stein sleep bracelet. Y'all still use this? I love that thing. I still use that all the time. Best sleep bracelet out there. And I'll easily trade. It's nothing to trade 100 contracts to Amazon. Generally, my risk is okay. They're gonna approve it next week. All right, I honestly don't know when Tesla's gonna do their split. I'll trade it, however, whenever it does it. This is what I hate, by the way, about watch this line here. This is what I hate. Look at this. Look at this line about TC. This is why I'm going to switch to trading view. Look at this. Look at this line. As you zoom in on a 15-minute chart, this is the line over here. You can see it. You start doing this, and it freaking moves. So I have absolutely no idea where the actual level is on this chart because it's not the same. So stupid. So dumb. TC 2000's lines are completely moronic. Works over here fine. Like, you have to just use this bigger thing, and then you do it here, and you can see where it's at, and it doesn't. See, it even moves here. You can see it as you zoom in. As you zoom out, it moves. So I never know what the levels are with these lines. So frustrating. Horizontal lines do fine, but I'm just going to switch over to trading view. I just need to suck it up and do it. Any questions or thoughts that you guys have? Less of a technical show today and just like a reminder to survive. Like, even this week, survive, guys. Like, who knows what's going to happen? And this redundant, or you can think it's stupid or whatever. But it needs to be said. Yeah, same, Hopper. Like, it needs, you have to say it. You have to hear it. And you just need to hear it. That sometimes it's literally just about, hey, I didn't take a big loss. It was a flat day, and I still get to trade tomorrow. And I'm not just another statistic of a failed trader or someone who blew out their account, their month, their week, their year. I am now successful, and I'm continuing to be successful. And maybe for a week or a month, you have to survive. Through the first half of this year, guys, the first quarter of this year, I was just surviving. Like, for about 3 months there, and it wasn't necessarily because I wasn't making good trades or trading well, but I had so much going on outside of here, I couldn't really focus on it that much. So I was trading, and I was fine, but I wasn't, like, thriving. I was just surviving mentally and physically. Like, in this job, I was just surviving. I had twins, I had all this stuff going on, I was moving, I was trying to do the YouTube shows, the other stuff. It was just like, and right now, I feel like I'm thriving. Like, I feel like I'm trading amazing, and I feel like I'm doing really well. And it was just because I survived for that amount of time. And at any point, I might have to just be back and, hey, I'm not doing great. Let's just survive. Let's make good trades. Let's size down. Let's do whatever. Or, hey, the market's tough, and this isn't we're having a consolidation day. You know what? We're just going to survive today. We're just going to live to trade tomorrow. And in 3 days from now, I'm not even going to remember that Monday was flat. I'll think I had amazing green days every day because I'm going to be so green. And that's what you tell yourself. Like, I tell myself that I'm going to
just completely destroy it the rest of the week. And it doesn't mean I come in heavier, but it's like, today I'm going to take it easy. I'm good. Like, the market's not great. I'm going to come in later this week and, dude, I'm going to blow it. I'm just going to smack the crap out of this stock market. And I just tell myself that. And I just have that, like, aggressive mindset that go get it towards this. And it's like, it ain't here today. But I tell you what, I got your number tomorrow, next day. Like, you're not doing exactly what I want to say. That's all right. You know, I'm still green, or I'm flat, or I'm whatever, but it's all right. I'll be back tomorrow. And yeah, I'm going to absolutely destroy. And that's my mindset when, instead of being like, this sucks, this stinks, this just ain't it, I'm just having such a hard time, or it's just this or that. It's like, nah. It's like, you know what? You know, I know how to dodge and duck. Hey, this ain't God's day. I'm a little bit slow on the trigger on this. I'll be all right. I can come back tomorrow and I can quadruple, you know, what I made today. You know what I can't do, or you know what's going to be a lot harder, is putting myself in a situation that I have to dig myself out of. I ain't going to do that. I'm going to be intelligent. I'm going to be smart. This is a career. This is a job. This is not just a hobby. This is not gambling. You know, I need a trade idea that has good legs and that's working. And, you know, and I'm going to be fine. And I take that aggressive approach in my head towards the stock market on days like today, when it's just a consolidation and fade day, or it's just a consolidation and grind up day. That grind market's not for me, generally speaking, unless I happen to see something like that Netflix trade or something like that. Yeah, for Netflix, Anya, one, you could trade common. I don't trade common, but you could trade that. So we're going to say you're not trading common. I have found I can never chase Netflix. If I chase Netflix, it's like a 50-50 thing. You have to have your idea. And if you listen to Peacock today, or if you saw his post, he bought it off the 21 every time. So how I would trade Netflix is someone like Kelly is like, I'm long. That doesn't mean I get long when he does. I could care less. What I would look for is like, okay, when does it come back down? What moving average is it respecting? And for me, it's usually quicker scalp. So it's like, oh, it hit the 200. Let's say it pulled back down here. All right, we're pulling in and we're consolidating here. You have like, these are 2-minute candles. So you have like 6 minutes of going sideways and flat. If you go to the 1 minute, like you're down here on the 1 minute 21, the 2 minute 21, we're kind of consolidating, and you pick your entries more specific like this. Like Netflix, unless there's a reason for it to run in either direction, early in the morning, it's much more whippy like this, and you can get these crazy moves, and the contracts don't move great. So you wait for it to come into a level that you want to buy it at, be that a moving average or something, and you wait, you buy it there, and then you let the trade work. And like generally speaking, if I would have bought here, most of the time I would sell here and I wouldn't hold it. You sell some on the initial pop. If you want to hold more, you to give yourself that room, depending on your price improvement and stuff. So you'd get in there, and then if you got back in over here, you know, it's sitting there. All right, well, I'm going to get in some. I'm going to give it some room. If it goes down, I probably lose 40 cents. If it goes up, I might make, who knows, $1 or something. So let's take it. And then it starts taking off as it's accelerating up. You'd sell some and then do what you want with the rest of it. That's usually how I would take it. And then once you sell, like let's say you sold this pop, I never get back in. It's like, okay, I'm done with it unless JR or somebody else is talking about levels, I don't mess with it. And I say I wait for it to come back in. You know, I'd wait for it to maybe hit the 21 again, and I would scalp it off of it. I wouldn't necessarily hold it. And then I would wait again. You know, if it did this and came back into it, I'd look to scalp it. So I'd kind of pick levels like that. Today is hard because the Qs were going down and Netflix was strong early. And then once it broke down here and you kind of get in the midday kind of grind, it's a little bit easier. If it's trading like this, you could just short it off of the 8 type thing. Comes back up, flags over, take a red, takes green after some consolidation. You know, it cut through the 21 here, so you wouldn't short it. This would actually be that reversal trade. You cut through the 21, you cut back down to the 21. So if you look at this, this is actually this is your reversal, if you want to see that. So you made your leg down, you popped up, you flagged, you broke down again. You popped up through the 21, you pulled back into the 21, you wouldn't short this. So would you go long, red takes green, you hit your 161 retracement. So there's your 161. So this is now your top. So you could actually short off of here. This isn't necessarily Netflix, but this is just your resistance. This is like with any stock, I guess. But so there's your short level. So if I was playing Netflix, I'd pick that level, and it's like, oh, it failed it. I'm going to short again into the 21. And it comes up here. You're too close now for me to short it, so I wouldn't short that because it's going up. And you kind of do stuff like that with Netflix, in my opinion. This is just consolidation, so you're just going to lose for the most part. Wait. It breaks down. All right, we have another. Let me delete that. And you trade it like a normal stock if it's doing like this. So if it looks like this, you just trade it like a normal stock that's moving like this. You could short it off of the 8 or just wait for it to hit the 21. Wait for it to make a move like, a full fib, a fib to move, and then pull in. So if it did something like this and it pulled up near the 21, you took your red takes green, you'd, that's a harder one, but you'd hit the one, you'd sell there at the 127, goes a little bit more, pulls back up, you're above, chops around, flags, breaks down. So yeah, that's just normal stock. I don't think most of what I said there is overly helpful with Netflix. It's getting used to how the options move. So trading something like, yeah, you can't trade it like Tesla. Trading it something like, trading it with one contract, like go in with one contract size, practice trading contracts that are near the money, and then practice trading contracts that are out of the money, see what you like more, see how it moves. Practice trading the contracts with really small size, like one contract, and get used to taking some wins and losses in it every day or when it's trending, and that'll help you get used to how it moves. That's really the only great advice, or it's not even great advice, that's the only advice I really have on getting used to it. I don't trade it a lot, and I very rarely like it. If Kelly hadn't have called it out, I wouldn't have taken it. If Kelly hadn't have called it out and I wouldn't have happened to notice it sit on the 21 for like 6 minutes in a row, I wouldn't have taken it. But Kelly called it, it ripped up, it popped back down, and then it held the 21. And like 5 minutes in, I looked at it, I'm like, dang, it's still holding the 21, I'm going to go long. And that's the only reason I took it. I didn't trade it again that day or today. So it's not, it's not the easiest stock to trade the way the options move. Eddie's going hard on the common now. Yep, consistency matters all the time. Where's that picture I like to throw up? And for you guys who it's just about surviving and it's just about that kind of stuff, everybody's favorite picture that I throw up here, why consistency matters. If you're used to making any of these numbers here and you're like, I make $1,000 a day and I need, this is fine. And then you have a loss that's like up here because you blow out or something and you lose $5,000, that really bumps your weekly average down. If you're used to making this a day and then you take that really bumps that average down. And now, it doesn't mean you should now try to do this to get your average back. But just being consistent and surviving on days and just taking a 200-300 loss, it's pretty easy to average and get a little bit above this or to kind of keep your average going. If this is like your usual size, if you're used to like when your green and red days in this area, but if you go all the way from your normals in here to you have a red one that's like this number, it really is going to mess with that average. So if it's a tough day, just survive. Just continue to survive and learn. That's all you can do. Survive, learn, get better every day. You come to the market with more weapons every day, with more knowledge every day, and practicing at night, drawing your levels, identifying trades that you miss. So the next day when you see them, you're going to want to take them, different things like that, and you'll be able to get there. Yeah, bracket orders are nice. I do like bracket orders. And you're welcome, Anya. I hope it helps. And if I do more Netflix stuff, I'll call it out. I haven't traded it a ton, but I'll start messing with some of the options too. It moved really well today. Sometimes. The options at least did for me, but... Yeah, I agree, Colton. I barely traded today. Like I barely took 10 trades today, guys. Like, I'm not joking. When I was like, oh, I'm just chilling, I'm not doing anything, I, I barely traded, and some of the trades I took were just NVIDIA shorts. And I was just doing like 10, 20 cent shorts, like early in the day. I don't remember. It was like, oh yeah, when it was like failing the 21 here. It was just like failing the 21, and I would just short. It would drop. I would take like 10, 20 cents, and I'd just sell. I didn't even try to catch the full move. It would pop back up. I'd take 20 cents. You know, this one might have dropped more, sell. And then it just came back up again, and I just, oh, it's back at the 21. All right, if it's a breakdown, all right, it's breaking down 30, 10, 20 cents again. And then I was like, I don't know. I don't trade NVIDIA great. It was consolidation on a down move today, but it was a super barely do anything day today for me in the market just because of the way it was. And I was like, I just got to survive. Can you? I mean, depends on the contracts you do, Hari. So, like, contracts expire at the end of every week, or in the case of the triple Qs, spies, and a few other names, they like every 3 days. So, if you want to take contracts that expire 2 or 3 days out, but in order to swing contracts, you have to know a lot more about the delta, the theta, what options are the best ones to take, and I don't swing trade at all. Or very, very rarely. I have done some. I did a GME swing trade not long ago. I might do some swing trades in the future, like over this next week maybe, or the week after. I really do think we're setting up for a massive dump in the market eventually. So, I might do some. If I do, I'll let y'all know what they are. But yeah, so you can hold contracts, but you can't hold contracts. You can't buy. I don't do it. I don't do futures. I should do futures. Yeah, so you can, but contracts lose value. It's not like a stock where if you buy NVIDIA at this price, like if I buy NVIDIA right here, I own it right here. In an option contract, if you look it up, what up, JBiz? If you an option contract appreciates in value over time. So if you bought an option contract today, at the end of the week it's going to be worth zero, and throughout the week it'll go down unless the stock just goes in far direction. So there's a lot more stuff that goes into swinging option contracts. We use them as scalping here to scalp short moves that are an hour long, 5 seconds long, 30 seconds long. And we use it as a vehicle to trade the stock, because I don't need $500,000 or $100,000 to make money trading Tesla or something like that. I could just buy options, and I can make, if you watch my Friday video, I took 10 contracts. I don't remember what they started at, but for $35,000 or less or whatever, you could have made $10,000, $12,000 that day. It's hard to do that with common. You'd have to have a lot of money to make the same amount. So that's why we trade options instead. But futures are good. I'm not in that market. Maybe it's something I should learn to do. Yeah, I can do it. I can do a chart setup for TradingView when I jump over Colton. Once I learn how to do it well enough, I'll do a TradingView tutorial. The setup video I did was not very much about TC2000 as it was just about what you need. So it's not a TC2000 setup video, if I remember correctly. It's just you need this moving average. You need this. These are stochastics. These are this. And that's really all it is. Yeah, you're welcome, Hari. But I'll do one when I jump over to TradingView. But there's so much stuff out there on stuff like that. It's not necessarily valuable content. I don't mind doing it. I'd be more than happy to show y'all what I do and how I do it. So I will do it. Like right now, you could just go to YouTube and be like TradingView setup, and you could learn from people smarter and more articulate than me. And you could learn from people way more articulate than me about how to do all that kind of stuff and set that stuff up who are like pros at it. But I will do one, Colton. once I jump over. I'll probably jump over next month. Yeah, next month, Alan. I'm actually gonna start paying for it now, and I'm going to like transition over to it. It's just I want to make sure that I'm like using it for a little bit. So I'll trade with these in the morning, and then I'll use those in the afternoon, play with them. I assume they're pretty much the exact same, but I just want to get them looking the same. And I feel like Geronimo or Eddie or somebody did a show on it at some point, or knows a lot about them. So I will be doing that. I'm tired of these lines moving like that. It pisses me off to no end. It really makes me mad. Oh yeah, man. I'll show you my setup once I set it up. And guys, if you guys are still hanging here, if you have questions, ask them. I cannot wait to show you guys my new office when I build it out. This is just a temp office. This is going to be the kids' playroom. Like a couch is going over here, and toy stuff everywhere. It'll be like a homeschooling playroom thing. But my office is going upstairs, and I framed it, and I'm waiting for some people to come and put sheetrock up and all that. But I'm going to be going hard designing an office. So if you guys have office design ideas, and I'm all about clean aesthetics. So I'm going to be going for like a library whiskey room kind of feel, like the dark kind of masculine wood look, I think, with a touch of modern. Yeah, TV cribs. It's like, yo, I'm gayer. This is my crib. I'm actually going to do a video like that, although I don't think I'm going to pretend to be like cribs, but yeah, I'm going to do a video. And I'm going to a desk along one wall will be like a 90-inch desk, because I've got these two 49-inch monitors, and I want to have my computer mounted. I don't think I'm going to do a wall mount. I thought about a wall mount. I think I'm just going to put it on my desk. But I could do a wall mount, so I could do the desk and do the wall mount like to the right and up. I don't know. And I have space behind my wall that I can work in, so I could actually punch a lot of my stuff through the wall. So instead of having my cords run through and down the wall and cable management under things, which I could do partial, I could actually set my stuff up, and they have you can punch stuff through the wall, and you have those covers that you put there, so everything just kind of goes into it. I could actually have my cables just go into my wall and then run behind my desk, and then I'd punch it back out coming out at the back of my desk and under it to go up through my monitors and stuff. So I'm really spending some time kind of doing that. So if you guys have office ideas, aesthetics idea, anything like that, I've been scouring the interwebs of Pinterest and YouTube and other stuff, and I've seen some ideas, but it's usually a mix. I haven't seen a trading station that's what I want, but I've seen stuff that's I'm taking bits of this and bits of this. So if you guys got ideas, but I'll be stacking two 49-inch monitors. I've got I'll have a 90 by 30 something desk, because I've where I'm at now, where I trade at is here on my monitors, and I'm an arm's length away, and I have to kind of turn my head for this Odyssey. Not really, but this I can see both sides, but a little bit of head turn. I don't want that. I'm going to be this far back, an arm and a half length, and and my desk would be here. I'd be able to see everything, and I don't have to turn anything and just look at my eyes. I can see everything. I can do that. Pretty immersive experience. So yeah, go back. If you want to follow, you can follow. But if you go back and watch my other stuff, Hari, I have trade review shows, so you can literally see videos of me trading live. And maybe sometime during the day, in the future, I'll do some shows in Discord where I share my screen in the afternoon and do some live trading. The only problem with that is people are just going to follow, and I can afford losses, and sometimes when people follow, they can't. And it's I really don't care if I lose on trades sometimes, and if I'm having a good day and I'm taking smart trades and stuff, and I might put in more of a risk. That's why I don't share or live share, but I do have, especially early, I do have videos of live trades. So just go through my videos. Anything that says trade review is within that
video is live footage of me trading that day, so you can see entries and exits. Well, we buy stocks too. So we buy stocks, but we use options and we scalp them. So you'll see if you go back and watch my video, and I'm working on like a kind of master class video showing what I do and how I do it, and what we do, I should say, and how we trade. Generally speaking, what our style is, and I'll hope to have it up on YouTube maybe in August or September, of like a master video of like, this is how we do the stock market. This is our entries. This is our exit. Not all of that, but like this is how we use Fidelity. So if you watch my Fidelity setup video, watch my Fidelity setup video and then my trade review videos. That will tell you what you need to know as far as how to set everything up, like how quickly we trade, and then my trade review shows will show you live trading on what I do and how I do it. Yeah, we have some people that use TOS, but the point of Fidelity is not to tell you to go use Fidelity. It's just, you'll see. Watch the video, you'll see what I'm talking about as far as like the setup to show you how we trade. What we do is slightly different, so you'll see what I'm talking about. Just the buy and the sell and the quickness of it and stuff like that. Yeah, guys. So just survive. Listen to us. You don't have to listen to us. No, we don't give advice or, whatever, investment or anything like that. But if myself, Geronimo, if you hear Geronimo in the VTF and he's like, you guys see anything you like? I don't see anything I like. And I'm like, I'm not trading, guys. It's like, I'm looking, I don't see anything. Like, you should probably just wait. And CT's like, yeah, this isn't good. Yeah, Tesla's not doing this. It doesn't mean you can't find anything. Like, while we're saying that, we're still looking. We might still be taking small scalps, but we're not hammering anything. We're not smacking it, Peacock's up in here like trading Netflix off the 21. There was some stuff that might have been working, or people that was going long or short Amazon. But as a general rule, pay attention and understand the days when you lose, and just sometimes it's just okay to survive, and that is winning. That is continuing to be a trader. You don't have to have your biggest day every single day. So love you guys. If you have questions, you can hit me up in Discord or leave them in the comments here. Leave them in the comments of the video, and I'll respond to them. If you did like this, throw a like up on the page. If you're still hanging out, Mitchell will be on the show on Wednesday, and if Rose or anybody else from the crew want to come on too and hang out, you're more than welcome. But Mitchell will be on. We'll be talking about, we don't really have a topic yet. Just be talking about our trading the week, kind of growing as traders and adapting to the market and the changing conditions, and kind of what's been working for him, and the success that he's had, and all that kind of fun stuff. So we'll be talking through that. So you can come hang out then. It'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time start time. So thank you guys for hanging out. Really appreciate it. Love you guys. Trade intelligently. Get some rest tonight, and we'll come in tomorrow. It's gonna be a wild week. So hopefully you did okay today, and you're mentally clear, ready to go into the rest of this week. And I'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. for the pre-show, and then about 9:30 for the market open. You guys are the best, and yeah. Bye.